we don't think about things enough, probably, in the sense of time being, or the world that we physically see around us just being these accumulated layers of time. You can see where the bank here is kind of broken through, and you can quite clearly see the strata of layers, of subsoil, clay, topsoil, the more fertile layer. And that's just time passing. And then the trees, best example of all, with the annual rings, the idea that the acorns and little saplings growing up on the paths, and then the same species 100 years on, which has just managed to memorize the annual year's growth and add and build on it annually. When I started the body of work called Formations and Layering and Inignum and Equinox, Erosion, Luminoria, all those concepts within it, we're all looking at ways of exploiting the material's properties related to how it's grown or how it's altered over time. So, working with the layering up of wood and cutting it along the grain and reconstructing it and manipulating it in the same way as how a tree, adapts in its growing conditions, be it because of wind, insects, sun, it adapts its shape, and in a way the Inignum series is like that. It's manipulating the material in order to adapt to the function required of it and the composition, bending the layers into that composition. If conceptually you're working with these layers and then you deconstruct the wood into layers and you rebuild it in layers and then you shape it away, you carve it away, you spoke shave it away, in a way the making in the workshop is very much similar. You're layering the material up and then you're carving it away, revealing the layers within the making. And yeah, and it's a reality of that piece for whatever, a year, 2 years, 3 years, that becomes, the birth of the piece and the life of that piece and the life of the workshop for the period. The pieces should be from a moment in time, and almost never repeated, almost just always going forward. Because when you extract a block of marble, it's just that piece is completely unique to the strata of that time that it represents and circumstances. Or each one of those trees has completely unique characteristics because of where it's grown and the climate and circumstances and everything. And I'd like to think that the life that the piece has in the workshop in that period of creating, that should be completely unique, and the unique circumstance of that time feeds into that piece, and it becomes part of the identity of the piece that can't be repeated in a way. I guess at this stage, where am I at with the studio now? I'm coming to that realization and getting more comfortable with the fact that it's not all like this rush to create the perfect piece, or it's more like to create the perfect rhythm, and interesting results will emerge to create this nice cycle. I guess that's maybe what's interesting then when you come into a forest like this, you can think in a full circle.